Alex stared at the elders seated before him, his mind racing with disbelief. This was not what he had planned for his life. As a successful medical doctor in the United States, he had returned to his Nigerian village of Opanam only to bury his father. Now, these village elders were insisting he remain to take the throne as their new king. This was not the agreement, Alex protested, his voice rising with frustration. I came back home to bury my father. I have to go. I have a life in America. The chief elder leaned forward, his weathered face solemn. You are obliged to embody the traditions and customs of this community. There is nothing you can do about it. There's everything I can do about it, Alex shouted. To hell with tradition and my birthright. I'm a medical doctor in the USA. I have a life there. Elder Chibu, who is philosophical and calls himself a professor, spoke next. Prince, I know exactly how you feel. You're thinking about the pomp and pageantry in the United States as contrasted to what you see as doldrum in our locality. But everyone in the cities originally came from villages, and at the end of the day, they return. You've gone abroad to learn things with which to develop your community. If you don't accept this responsibility, you are a failure. His voice grew more threatening. There have been instances where an heir apparent abandoned the throne and ran away. Such actions never go without consequences. Within 7 market days, he died a sinner's death. We don't want that fate to befall you. As the elders left, Alex's mother approached him gently. Son, I know it's not easy to take this all in at once, but please try to understand. This is your birthright. Your father wanted you to take over. Alex scoffed. We never saw eye to eye. We disagreed on many things. That's because you went so far away from home. He never liked that idea, his mother explained. Before he passed, he had discussions with the government about bringing new infrastructure to the community. I believe you can continue his legacy. Think about how many lives you could save here with your medical knowledge. Alex felt torn between duty and desire. My mind on the throne for the sake of my father, he whispered to himself, but my heart far away. After much contemplation, Alex finally announced to the elders, I have decided to do the wish of my father. I have decided to do the wish of the gods. Therefore, I have decided to take up the mantle of leadership. The elders erupted in celebration. Alex continued, I must tell you that I also took it upon myself to have a conversation with my fiancée. She is willing to embark on this journey with all of us. An elder interrupted. Which village is she from? She's not from here, Alex replied. The elder's face darkened. You cannot marry anybody who is not from this place. It is against our tradition. Enraged, Alex stormed away. Mother, I am not going to stay. I have to leave. This is never going to work for me. His mother followed, pleading, Calm down, son. You all wanted me to be king, and the first thing I'm told is that I cannot marry the one woman I love. What kind of ridiculous rule is this? Do you have any idea how long I've been with Sophie? The sacrifices we've made for each other? All that we've been through? It is the tradition, his mother repeated softly. You will find a better girl in Opanam. Alex stared at her in disbelief. Are you mocking me? If Sophie were your daughter, how would you feel? Later, in a heartbreaking call with Sophie, Alex tried to explain the impossible situation. I can't believe you want to do this to me. Sophie's voice trembled through the phone. This is all so sudden for me too, Alex said desperately. I never planned to leave your side, but I'm here now. My father is buried, and I must lead my people as their king. Everyone is pleading with me. You want to leave me after all these years? Sophie cried. No, baby, I'm not turning my back on you. I'm just saying, if you calm down and work with me, we can find a way around this. I need to fulfill the demands of tradition first. Even if I am forced to marry another because of tradition, Alex continued, she may be my wife, But you'll remain the love of my life. We will make a plan, Alex pleaded. I will never forgive you for doing this to me, Sophie responded before hanging up. Meanwhile, in the village, Elder Chibu saw an opportunity. His daughter Essie was far from marriage material, irresponsible and interested only in what she called flexing and partying, but he believed marrying her to the prince could solve his financial problems. Once he became the king's in-law, he will have status. Chibu called his daughter Essie and asked, "Don't you want to be the wife of a prince and queen of this great kingdom?" he asked his daughter. "I'm not marrying anybody," she retorted. "I'm still young, only 27 and vibrant, and I want to enjoy myself." "You won't be young forever," Chibu protested. "You will regret this decision." Seeing Essie would be of no help, Chibu turned to Muchi, a humble girl he had taken in when her parents died. Muchi was a well-behaved girl. Essie tried several times to hook her up with random men, but Muchi refused. Chibu had hoped Muchi's good behavior would influence Essie for the good, but it did not work. Despite their difference, Essie and Muchi good with each other. "I want you to marry the prince," he told her. "No, Papa," Muchi protested. "I want to marry for love." "What does love do for you? Will it put food on the table?" he countered. "If you marry the prince, I will become an in-law to the palace. We will be rich and respectable." When Muchi continued to refuse, Chibu threatened, "It's either you marry the prince or you get out of my house. Remember what your life was like before I brought you here." Muchi was sad, but had no choice but to accept her fate. Back at the palace, the elders had begun to compile a list of suitable brides for Alex. The queen suggested Uchi's daughter. Chibu reminded them of how well-behaved Muchi was and convinced everyone with his arguments. After some discussion, they settled on Muchi, whom the queen believed was loving, respectful, and hardworking. Alex, resigned to his fate, agreed. "Let's get her and marry her. We'll just move on." Chibu was ecstatic. He rushed home and said to Muchi, "The prince has accepted to marry you. Go inside and pack your things so we can move to the palace immediately." Muchi was confused and frightened. "That's not how things are done, Papa. They should come and get me properly." "That's not how things are done in our tradition. People will despise me." Ignoring her protests, Chibu spoke. "By the time I open my eyes, you must be inside the house packing your things. What do you know? You want this opportunity for us to be the king's in-laws pass by?" In tears, Muchi packed her things in a small bag. Chibu took Muchi to the palace where she was to begin a 2-week assessment before the marriage. The queen was surprised and tried to remind Chibu of the tradition that they have to come for Muchi, not the way around. "This is not how things are done, Elder Chibu. We are supposed to come for her." Chibu was adamant that Muchi must remain in the palace, citing similar instances that happened in the past. Eventually, the queen gave in and Muchi remained in the palace. At the palace, Muchi was treated poorly by Alex, who resented being forced to marry her. "That mat becomes your bed," he told her coldly. "If I wake up in the middle of the night and find you on my bed, I will not tell you what I'll do to you." Muchi was confused and obediently complied. Muchi's troubles multiplied when she was pressed to use that toilet that evening. Having never left the village boundaries, she was unfamiliar with modern bathrooms. She asked Alex for the latrine, and Alex just pointed to the bathroom. Not knowing how to use the modern toilet, she defecated on a plastic container and threw it outside the window instead of using the toilet. The following morning, the guards reported that someone had relieved themselves within the palace grounds. The incident was deemed a desecration of the palace grounds, and according to tradition, whoever did it was to be punished. It was discovered that it was Muchi. The elders debated her punishment. Some argued for suspension, which would automatically disqualify her from becoming queen, while others, including Chibu, argued such a harsh punishment was uncalled for. There has never been any record in the records of history of such severe punishment for this. Chibu insisted. During the reign of the third king, a similar event occurred, and the cabinet chiefs agreed the perpetrator should be flogged instead of suspended. Chibu advocated for the flogging of Muchi so that she is not disqualified to be the queen, which would make him lose being the in-law of the king. Despite Alex's mother pleading for mercy, Alex remained cold. Tradition is tradition, mother. That's what you taught me growing up. Why do you suddenly feel the need to twist tradition to please a peasant? The queen mother was devastated but could do nothing as the power lay with Alex to stop the flogging. Muchi was flogged as punishment, causing Alex's mother great distress. When Essie heard about the flogging, she confronted his father, Chibu. Papa, why are you so cruel? You are using Muchi for personal gain. You don't care about her. She challenged her father to bring Muchi back home, but the father refused, citing that being the king's in-laws has uplifted their status. Muchi remained in the palace distressed but still respectful. The queen loved her and assured her to come to her if she needed anything. As days passed, Muchi fell ill with fever. Alex became guilty as Muchi was sleeping on the mat with no blanket. To everyone's surprise, Alex began to show concern. He covered her with a blanket during the night and instructed the palace staff to prepare a special breakfast for her. You had a little fever last night, so I covered you up, he told her when she awoke. I've sent for medication for you. Take the day off from your chores and rest. During Muchi's recovery, Alex spent more time with her, even feeding her personally. One night, the prince slept on a chair close to the bed, whilst Muchi slept on the floor. Muchi got up to use the bathroom. As she got back, the prince got hold of her hand and started romancing her. Muchi was afraid, but the prince gave her assurance. That night, they became intimate and slept together on the bed. In the morning, Muchi tried to sneak out of the bed to sleep on the floor, but the prince withheld her and told her to continue sleeping on the bed. Muchi smiled and was happy that the prince had come around. She slept on the chest of the prince, happy for the acceptance. The queen noticed the growing closeness between them and was pleased, asking Muchi, "You love him, don't you?" Muchi blushed, confirming the queen's suspicions. She was oblivious of what was coming up. As Alex's coronation approached, he reflected deeply on the traditions that had been imposed upon him. Standing before the elders, he made a bold declaration. In human existence, there is something called evolution. We evolve from time to time, and it is imperative that we modify the laws that guide us. The people of Opanam have the right to choose who they want to love, who they want to marry, without cultural inhibitions. He continued, I, your king Alex Sim XIV, Ogidi of Opanam, in agreement with my elders in council, hereby abolish the law that states that any man who is to be king of Opanam must marry from Opanam Kingdom. I do not want the world to see Opanam as a community upholding separatism and tribalism. We are all one people, and we must have the freedom to receive and give love. Turning to Muchi, he spoke directly to her. You're not just beautiful on the outside, but you are beautiful within. If things were different, you would be the woman that I love. But my heart belongs to another. I love you enough to let you go and find a man who would be with you not out of pity or compulsion, but because they want to be with you. I am not destined for you. I am not your man. My soul belongs to another. Despite his gentle words, Muchi was devastated. My king, don't do this to me, she pleaded through tears. I beg you. You are the only man I have ever known. The prince just apologized and stated that he has decided. His heart belonged to someone else. Muchi was inconsolable, and Alex, now the king, avoided her. Alex's mother confronted him afterward. That girl doesn't deserve this. She will never recover from it. She loves you. How can you throw such love away? I have tried, mother, Alex explained. But the more I try, the farther away my heart wanders from her. She's a good girl, but if I continue to be with her, I will not be a happy husband. And an unhappy husband would never make his woman happy. As Muchi prepared to leave the palace, the queen approached her. "My daughter, I am really very sorry. I wanted both of you to be together, but I guess that is not the will of the gods. Please know that you have a mother in me. I will continue to love you." "Thank you, my queen," Muchi replied graciously. "I don't hold anything against you." With that, Muchi left the palace, driven to her home by one of the servants. She cried herself to sleep that day, and Elsie was devastated and angry with her father. Later that evening, Alex's phone rang repeatedly. It was Sophie on the other end, and Alex ignored it, thinking of what to say. What he didn't know was that Sophie was on her way to the palace. He was taken aback when he saw her enter the palace. "My destiny, my baby, the one who was truly made for me," he said, unable to believe she was actually there when he looked up and saw her standing before him. "Of course I'm here. Where would I rather be?" Sophie replied, embracing him. "I wanted us to see face to face so we could talk," Sophie explained. "I'm really sorry for not giving us grace." "I see that you are now the king," said Sophie, looking around with a smile that smirked of mischief. "And I am really happy that you did not give up on us," Alex replied, pulling her close. "I missed you so much." As they reconnected, Alex felt at peace at last. He had fulfilled his duty to his people by taking the throne and changing an outdated tradition, and now his heart was no longer far away. It was right where it belonged, with the woman he truly loved. "My mind on the throne for the sake of my father," he thought, "but my heart no longer far away, for it has found its home." Subscribe for part 2. How will Alex's reign pan out? Was Muchi treated fairly? What will happen to her? Give us your thought and predictions in the comment section.